This is a quick tutorial to show you how to use Canva's Code for Me option under Canva AI to create a widget for maybe you have a project for a social studies class, like advertising one of the 13 colonies. So this is a quick tutorial to show you how to use this tool that you probably haven't used before in this new, interesting way. So I'm on my Canva homepage here, and I want to use Canva's coding feature, which is an AI feature. So if I look at these bubbles up here at the top, I can see the designs I've already made. I can see templates to help you get started and find something to jump right in. And then I see Canva AI. So I'm going to actually select this bubble. And you will probably not have all of these options here, but hopefully you should have this option that says code. So I'm going to choose code. I just want to make sure I have it selected here. And then I'm going to describe what I want. So this is where you have an opportunity to be really creative. You may be used to doing things like making posters or videos. Those are pretty classic advertisement vehicles. But this is an opportunity to make something interactive, to actually have Canva write code for you to make an interactive widget or tool or simulation that people can interact with, to kind of bring your advertisement to life. So this is a creative option alternative to those more classic options. So I am thinking I actually want to make an emoji puzzle game where the interactive tool gives the person interacting with it a handful of emojis, and they have to interpret what those emojis mean. So I'm going to describe exactly what I want in detail right here to Canva. Okay, so I have this big old description here, and I probably, if I had the time, would spend more time adding details. But you'll see that once it generates something, I can actually go back and continue that conversation and edit it until it's exactly what I want. So I'm going to hit that little purple button, and it's going to start coding this for me. Now, this process does take a little while, so be prepared to have to wait a minute or two for it to actually run all the code or write all the code. But once it's done writing this code over here, it will actually give me a little preview area so I can interact with it and see how it went and then figure out what changes need to be made. And I would write all of those changes over here in this dialog box. So I can see all the detail that I started with right here. This is like a continuing conversation. So it's coding right now. Obviously, this is a lot of code, and you can actually even see exactly how many lines of code are being written as it's being written. And then it will turn into a preview of the interactive widget once it's done for me to test out and figure out what I need to change. All right, so it just generated my code, and this is what the end result looked like. So I see I have my emojis here, and I have a spot where I can type my answer. So this is what the end product would look like for the person interacting with your advertisement. So I'm thinking I got a ship, I got a globe. This arrow might represent things going back and forth. I got the New York Statue of Liberty here. I'm thinking this is about global trade. So I'm going to say global trade, see what happens. Correct. New York was a major hub for international commerce connecting Europe, Africa, and the Americas. So that's pretty cool so far. I know I asked it to do something with fur trade, and I see this emoji of a beaver, a jacket. So I'm thinking like fur jacket, and money probably has to do with trade. So that is probably fur trade. Nice. Now, some warnings about using this tool. As far as visuals go, you really want to stay focused on emojis. If you ask it to do anything too complex visually, it will come out really, really bad looking. Um, its strength is when it can work with emojis. So, and it will try to use emojis anywhere it can, even if you don't ask for them, because it doesn't pull a lot of visual coding into the end product. So be careful about asking for too much visually. Focus on being creative with how the person interacts with the tool, um, and be sure to iterate. So if you test this out and want any changes, you just make sure you ask for them here and keep iterating until you have something that's super useful.